Hello! Hi everybody, I'm Emily Henderson. This is my farmhouse, and today I want to give you a tour, so come on in. All right, I'm gonna give you a brief backstory about this house and this property. We found it 5 years ago, bought it 4 years ago, renovated it for 3 years to turn it into the dream house. That doesn't come quickly, as you know. And here we are, and we're raising our kids here, and it's wonderful. This house is from 1910, so when we were renovating it, I wanted it to feel classic and timeless, but still with like a contemporary modern bent to it. I have been shopping with Rejuvenation since I was 17. Like I remember in high school going and sorting through all of their architectural salvage and their vintage stuff. And so I have a lot of loyalty and nostalgia for this brand. So when I was thinking about pulling together all the lighting and the hardware for the house, I wanted it to be customizable. I want it to be timeless, classic, like high quality, obviously. And just knowing that I could go room to room and really curate the lighting and the hardware to be specific to the room, to add to the mood and feel that I wanted into that room is really exciting, especially as a designer. This room I designed just for me. It's like my fantasy dream room. I wanted somewhere I could work and just be surrounded by natural light and just, even though it seats 12 people, it's like mostly just me sitting here all day long. But it's so pretty. I love it so much. Okay, so these ladies, these are the Rose City pendants, and I love them because we needed something specific for a vaulted ceiling, and we could customize the chain to be exactly where we wanted them in the room, which is wonderful. And I just love this deco vibe. Like, look at these little steps, they're so sweet. And it's unlacquered brass, so it's gonna patina, which in an older house, I do love the live finish. It's just so pretty in here. Now I'm gonna show you the living room, which is really also a family room because every room is a family room in our house. But we hang out here a lot, and it was tricky to figure out how to light it because the ceiling is open, right? So we couldn't have a lot of ceiling fixtures. So I did two things. I just peppered the room with sconces. And these sconces, they're called the Berkshire sconces. They are fabric shades, so they create a really nice like ambient lighting. And then I got this Brendel chandelier, and this, I just feel like edges it up. It just makes it feel cool. And I like that it kind of creates this conversation area. It says, you sit here, and then check this out. So over here, from the Rejuvenation vintage department, I got this awesome European plug-in light. I like how it mixes both finishes, so it has both black and brass, which you'll see around the entire house, and it plugs in. All right, this is where we eat. Now I'm gonna show you where we cook. We call it the kitchen. But first, let's check this out. So these are our light switches. These are also from Rejuvenation. Everybody loves them, they're so fun. See that? Eh? So, speaking of light fixtures, Rejuvenation really nails it in the kitchen, just in general. We used all their hardware and lighting. So what you see here, these are the Carson fixtures, and we were going for kind of a more utilitarian, casual vibe, and I just really like the metal shade. I like the black rim. I like how customizable it is. There's like 50 different shades you can choose from, which is awesome. And then over there, the sconces, those are the Fairview sconces, and we use the metal shades that match. And I just felt like it was a really cool combination that felt, again, custom, special, but casual and not very fussy for us. And then for hardware, they have so many different hardware finishes, sizes, styles, it's unbelievable. So we chose this unlacquered brass because I love how it patinas, and then we went with drawer pulls and knobs and latches, but the combination I think is what makes any kitchen feel just a little bit more special. It's just the more you can customize the hardware, the more a kitchen can look really custom. And they even have them in appliance pulls here and those cute little latches up there. So now for probably the hardest working room in the house, it is the pantry. I'm obsessed with this pantry. We obviously keep all the food in here, but it's also where we just put all the mess. But I wanted it to be like darker in here because I knew that it would get kind of busy and messy with food. And I like the juxtaposition between the light, airy kitchen and the dark, moody pantry. So in here, we did the exact same hardware, but in a different finish. We did it in oil rubbed bronze instead, which is essentially just a really warm black. But I wanted it to be a little bit less contrasty in here, and I like how the black works with blue really well. Also in here, this is the Crawford light, which I think is just really simple and pretty, and I have used it in so many different applications because it kind of just works everywhere. We also have the little mini version up there. Just a little guy. This is the family room, TV room, den. It's kind of where I get to show off all my vintage seascapes that I've been hoarding forever. I love them so much. So to highlight them, I chose the Embrace sconces, and I'm actually using them as picture lights. They come in a lot of different finishes too. They're great. I like how they articulate out. They just do something cool and architectural. And then the chandelier in here, this is the same chandelier as in the living room. However, we customized the length again, and we went with aged brass instead of the oiled rubbed bronze, and we even flipped the shades up so that it highlights the ceiling, which is nice because it just creates like a softer light down here while we're watching TV. And then quick note, the sectionals from Rejuvenation, they have this fabric, it's called Caspian. It's wonderful. We have dogs and kids, and it's been perfect for our family. I'm gonna show you the powder room. And now I have a philosophy that the powder room should feel just kind of special, somewhere you can have fun, right? Because it's a very temporary space. So in here, I had this like dream of doing this asymmetrical vanity. This is the Rejuvenation utility sink, and I found this antique table. It's really unique and fun. And then you add this sconce up here, again, also asymmetrical, and the whole vignette just feels pretty cool and unique to me. It's a fun room to be in. I really love it. All right, so as a mom, in Oregon specifically, I was fantasizing about this mudroom, and I wanted it to feel really airy and clean, but need to be highly, highly functional. So we have a dog bath, which we honestly use all the time, you know, laundry, tons of storage. So in here, in the dog bath, we used a tub filler, which absolutely does the job because it has a sprayer, but I just think it looks really cool. Oh, it's cute. Oh, it's cute. Come here, let me wipe your paws. So we mix finishes in this room, and which I think people are kind of scared to do, but if you do it in the right way, I think it looks really elevated and cool. So I chose to do the lighting and plumbing in polished nickel, and then all the hardware in the same unlacquered brass that we did in the kitchen. And it just looks more custom and special. Could they match? Of course, but I like that there is a bit of a contrast in here. And then you'll see these are the same Carson fixtures that we used in the kitchen, except just again with a customized drop, which made the level of flexibility was really wonderful when it comes to designing a whole house. All right, this is our bedroom, and the goal of this room was just to kind of create a really moody, cozy hotel vibe. So I ended up mixing both table lamps and sconces, and it's pretty great because if one of us wants to read, you don't have to like turn on a huge bright light, right? These are called the dolman sconces. They're just really, really cute, like a little button sconce. This is a little cozy reading nook. I don't think I've ever actually read over here, but it's inviting in case I wanted to. This is the Brendel sconce. It's articulating. It adds a really cool architectural element, and this one's plug-in, right? So you don't have to hardwire it. Okay, so for work, I have to do a lot of like fashion selfies. So this is where I do them, because check this out. This mirror, it's the arch mirror, is huge. It's wonderful. It really makes such an impact. It really commands this wall. I love it. Okay, so primary bedroom leads into the primary closet. You can take a peek, it's kind of messy, but we used all of the Rejuvenation, it's called Ansel hardware in here, in the aged brass. It's really pretty, but it's a little messy. Okay, so now we're in the bathroom. I wanted it to feel really airy and bright and Scandinavian, but still have some traditional elements in it because it's a farmhouse. So Rejuvenation has everything for a bathroom project: faucets, lighting, tubs, and this faucet, the Connor faucet, is one of the things that I was most drawn to out of all of them, because I just feel like the swoop of the neck is so pretty. The little cross handles with hot and cold, it's like the perfect mix of like modern and traditional. And then we use the Fairview sconces here. These are in unlacquered brass, again, so they're gonna patina. I love these opal shades because they create a really nice ambient light. And then the tub. This is the Morella cast iron tub, and I'm a bather, and I'm kind of picky about the tub size and shape, and it's just a really wonderful shape, scale, size, I mean everything. And then we got a little whimsical with the tub faucet over here. This is just a little bit more kind of classic, traditional. It's just fun to look at. It's just like one of those like, hello? Oh. So here's our shower. Now I love a shower room because it feels cozy. It also kind of feels vintagey. So we match the same faucet line as the sink faucet. So it's the Connor, and I like that it's in the same finish, it's in the same family, it just looks really cohesive. And then the brass on the blue is just, it's like my favorite, it's so pretty. We're We're headed upstairs. First, though, you may not even notice it, is these awesome stair rods. Now these have really cute finials. We got them in oil red bronze, but they come in other finishes, and you can actually customize the length for your stairs and for your runner. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek into the kids' rooms. Charlie is not done, and it's messy. Okay, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. Elliot's is more done, and it absolutely represents her personality, but that's not why we're here. I'm gonna show you the bathroom, which I'm obsessed with. All right, so I did get a bit playful in here. I mixed vintage and new, just like I did throughout the house. And this fixture, this is from the Rejuvenation Vintage department. They restore over like 3,000 pieces a year. They have a very awesome inventory. And I loved how the green of the shade works so well with the green tile. And then this tub, by the way, this is where Brian Henderson, my husband, he was like, we have to have the clawfoot tub. And I was like, interesting, because I wanted it too, but he is just passionate about this tub. He loves it so much. It is very fun to see those little claws down there. And then we went with the same faucet as downstairs just because we love it, because it's really fun. And then head over here, and this is the kids' old wooden dresser. They actually had this at our old house, turned it into a vanity, and I was so grateful that we had these wall-mounted faucets that, because there's not a lot of space on here, right? So we wouldn't have been able to fit a deck mount faucet. And this is the Connor faucet again, because it's my favorite and I love it. It just looks really cool with this whole vignette here. The fixtures, again, Fairview, it's obviously my favorite. Although I haven't properly talked about why it's my favorite. All this detail right here, this looks so antique and well done, but not like overly well, done, like not so many details. It just looks exactly how it probably should have, 100 years ago. And then I love this pivot mirror. So the younger one, sometimes she does that so she can see herself better. Throughout this bathroom, we use the Tolson collection. So for the toilet paper holder, the hooks, the towel rod, the shower fixtures, Rejuvenation makes it really easy. So you just kind of like say like, I want this collection, and they give you everything, which is just pretty wonderful, so you don't have to really think about it. And the whole, we added like pops of color everywhere, and it just turned out to be like with this whole vintage and new thing, good for our personalities, the kids love it, and it just works really well for our family. All right, this is the guest room. We're not totally done with it, but we did finish the guest bath, and I'm obsessed with it. It's a little jewel box. It's this green wallpaper and the pink tile. It's a real vibe in here. I love it. And we went with the polished nickel throughout. This is the Canfield line, because I thought the combination of the silver with the green was just so beautiful. And polished nickel is just a really pretty warm, shiny silver. It's just one of my favorites, and you do not need to have all of your house like the exact same finish of hardware everywhere. I think having a bathroom be separate just, again, makes it feel special, makes it feel more curated. This is another Fairview, this time, again, polished nickel, but I actually went with the matching metal shades just because I thought it looked really cool, which it does. And it's the guest bath, but my goodness, it is one of my favorites for sure. Okay, that was the inside. Now for the outside, we really went with a very classic farmhouse vibe out here with white siding. I love a pop of blue, as you know, and then in typical Emily Henderson fashion, I wanted to make blue and pink. So I chose the Carson, which is what we used in the kitchen, and they are around the entire exterior of our house. So I really love the shape of the gooseneck. It just says farmhouse, and it comes in a ton of different finishes. I just love this copper so much. Okay, so that concludes the whole tour. You guys, thank you so much for coming. That was really fun, and thank you Rejuvenation for partnering on this renovation. It's truly our dream house. And now I have to go feed our pigs. Bye guys.